chances are you've seen this clip Blue Drake 42 dug up, as it's gone semi-viral within the realistic FPS scene, and of course has a lot of people talking. Now, I've been around and playing this genre since the Doom and Quake days, the infancy of the FPS genre, where everything was new and flashy. But after a while, around the time we were going into the new millennium, some developers started to explore or steer towards a more realistic and immersive experience. And like most of everything else, things seem to kind of go in cycles. And I must say, it makes me about as giddy as a schoolgirl that we are right now in the middle of a kind of hardcore realism, immersion first upturn in that ever-turning cycle of FPS gaming culture. I'm Boogie5, and you're watching the Mil-Simp tack shooter and historic gaming channel. We're going to go over some significance of this clip I think Blue Drake left out of his video, and why you should be super excited if you're more a fan of the more realistic kind of shooters than, say, Apex or Fortnite. By the graces of these amazing indie devs, I have been given handfuls of Postscriptum, Beyond the Wire, Easy Red 2, and its new DLC Stalingrad Steam keys to give away here on the channel. There's a link to my Discord below. Come through, make sure you're subscribed to the channel, drop a comment, say whatever you want to say, but leave your Discord name and number in the comment. That's all you got to do to enter. In the last video of every week, I will announce a winner. Also consider becoming a member with the blue join button, supporting the channel, as well as giving you double entry in every week's Steam Key giveaway. And that's for all 3 tiers, as little as 25 cents a week. It'll give you a huge leg up in winning a $40, $30 game. Now that the advert's out of the way, we're going to jump right into this. So if for some reason you did miss this clip, it was created by an Alexander Splendor, who basically did all the programming, the kind of body cam perspective, the sound, and my favorite, the super realistic, violent gun burst. And if not even more impressive, the ultra realistic Russian abandoned hospital environment running on Unreal 5 with RTX baked in, which was created by a Mackenzie Shirk. If you wish to follow either or both of these projects, I will have their Twitter links down in the pinned comment. So 90%, or at least the vast majority of comments and people talking about this, for the most part, are ranting and raving about the unique, realistic body cam kind of filter or perspective, which, don't get me wrong, is super cool, and I've never seen it quite done in such a realistic manner before. We know Ready or Not has body cams, but it doesn't really shake around and move in such a realistic way as this. But for me, what's more exciting, and I know I'm not alone in this, as I did see a few people with the same comment as mine, which was, how have we never seen such a realistic depiction of firing a weapon? For anyone that has fired a real gun before knows that it isn't exactly a pleasant experience, especially if the character in this clip is using a 50 caliber Desert Eagle, which it looks like he is. Now, I've been lucky enough to fire a Desert Eagle at about $2 a round, and there's few things in life that come close to that experience. Riding or driving in a dragster with NOS, with your head pinned back to the seat in a way it's similar to losing your virginity. I mean, this handgun is like having a pirate ship in your hand. I just love the way the whole screen lights up. The gun violently jerks back almost to the top of the screen. You can see the emissions of gas and almost a distortion in time-space continuum. If you've shot a Desert Eagle 50 caliber handgun before, you know exactly what I mean. And for almost 30 years of FPS gaming, how is this just now becoming a thing? As I was saying before, it all goes in cycles, man. The original Doom and Quake, everything was sci-fi and just pushed to the extreme. And I remember thinking, as I was playing the first Quake, just terrified from the moaning of the monsters in the next room. I would think, man, it would be really cool if I had an M16 and I was in a jungle fighting Charlie. And it took years for that to happen, man. Probably the first was Action Quake, a mod turning Quake into, well, for the most part, a realistic shooter, using the word realistic very lightly. You can actually go experience Action Quake now, as dedicated fans have tinkered with the code mode, making it runnable on new machines, and it's absolutely free on Steam. It now goes by the name Action with a Q instead of C. And after Action Quake, we had Rainbow Six. Then out came Half-Life, and soon modded out of Half-Life was Counter-Strike and Day of Defeat. And then of course the apex of that realistic upturn of this ongoing cycle, we had Ghost Recon. And then from there, everything seemed to lean back into the sci-fi, more extreme, jetpack, far from realistic playstyle. The era of Halo, Gears of War, Modern Warfare was doing the advanced warfighter thing, or whatever the heck you call it. Even Ghost Recon, and now Rainbow Six has Tom Clancy rolling over in his grave. But we're back. Games like Squad, Ground Branch, Ready or Not, exploring these hyper-immersive, realistic scenarios. Developers are coming up with features that are solely based on immersive the player in realistic environments, and I think it's finally coming to where there's two camps. The FPS genre is separating. You have those Valorant types, hyper-competitive, everything has to be symmetric as far as the map goes. The last thing you want is screen shake, much less a realistic gun burst. You know, the kind of gamers that slam their keyboard when they get killed. And then you have the camp that solely just wants to be immersed. Like myself, when I play Postscriptum or Squad, I'll play as the squad leader role and literally roleplay. Sure, I get joked on and probably a little too old for it, but hey, that's the camp I'm in. And saying all of this to say, now that we are exploring and diving into this realistic FPS genre, the near future holds so much innovation. Soon after Blue Drake posted this clip, his community got to modding their free-to-play Operation Harsh Doorstop and implementing the same idea into their free-to-play game within hours. Now, anybody that's been watching this channel long enough knows I am a huge advocate for not only indie developers, but modders too. Heck, I couldn't tell you the last time I bought or played a AAA game besides on my Nintendo Switch. In fact, I'd go out on a pretty sturdy limb and say the majority of innovation within at least the FPS space has been made by modders. Look at the last viral craze of Battle Royale. It was made by an Arma modder. I mean, I could go on and on, as it's been the case since the Quake and Doom days. But the question is, and this is what I'd like to see discussed down in the comments, for those of us in Camp Realism, exactly how far would you like to see the envelope pushed? Are you like me, to the max? Or does there have to be a line drawn? Is the realistic gun burst too much? It would make target acquisition hard. But then again, shooting somebody at 100 yards isn't easy. IRL. Oh, forgive me, that's the first time I've used that acronym in my entire life. It bothers me almost as much as the word cringe. I'm getting off topic. I would love to see a game come out, a war game in particular, where realism and immersion is at the forefront, in the front of the minds of every dev involved. Before any feature is added to the game or mechanic, the question will be asked, does this make the game more or less realistic? And now that I'm thinking about it, maybe you could go too far. Ever since Foxhole came out, of course we all wanted to see that in a first-person perspective, persistent world. But what's next? Are we gonna add survival features to FPS war games? Are you have to dunk down in the bunker and eat a Snickers, sip some water out of a puddle so you don't die of thirst? If anything, I want to drum up discussion. As I said before, a mainstay of this channel is not only analyzing but glorifying these indie devs that lead the way. You could go a step further and say modders, and even a step further and say us gamers. For where do thoughts come from? Where do these devs get their ideas? In the grand scheme of things, we're all in this together. What's the next big thing? If you ask me, I want to see this realistic gun handling get fine-tuned. For anyone that's played Beyond the Wire, you know that the aim sway is turned up, and that is to encourage melee play. But if you think about it, if you're coming over the top, fighting in trench warfare, World War I, 1917, charging your way into certain death, I highly doubt you're gonna be able to aim very well.
It was at this moment that he knew. He fucked up.
And you're certainly not going to be able to hold your crosshair on an enemy 200 meters away as you empty out a 60-round drum mag. Call of Duty cough, Warzone cough. All of these realistic indie shooters, from Squad to Postscriptum, Hell Let Loose, Beyond the Wire, War of Rights, Ground Branch, Ready or Not, Insurgency, Rising Storm, each of them has a feature that the other one doesn't. But as time progresses and more new realistic features are created, I am confident that here in the very near future, we will see innovations in the realistic FPS genre that we sooner couldn't have even fathomed. What a time to be a gamer. It almost feels like that first turn of the FPS playstyle cycle, when I was just dead sick of rocket jumping, grapple hooking, slaying monsters, and rail guns and laser beams. Finally got my hand on a digital M4. It feels like that again, as if Rainbow Six just came out. Man, God bless these indie studios. Black Matter, Off-World Industries, and certainly God bless Drakeling Labs, where gamers, modders, and indie devs really collide. Blue Drake really put something special together over there. If you ever wanted to get involved in game creation or even support them on Patreon, there's no better place to do it. Really looking forward to making Operation Harsh Doorstop content, and I would really love to see maybe a milder version of the Gunburst put into the vanilla game and not just a mod. But I know I'm probably alone with that, as most people are gonna favor target acquisition. Anyway, don't be shy. I want to hear y'all thoughts, suggestions, ideas, girlfriend's phone number down in the comments. Don't forget to leave your Discord name and number to be entered to win Postscriptum, Beyond the Wire, Easy Red 2. Make sure you're subscribed, ring that bell, set them to all so you don't miss a video. You have to see that you won and DM me on Discord. I'm not tracking people down. Yeah, go figure. Such a jerk, right? I'm not giving away Steam keys for my health. You gotta watch the videos to win. Also, when you come in the Discord, don't be shy. Shoot the shit with us. Anything goes. Don't be an asshat, of course. If you are an asshat, you should probably read the rules first. Consider joining the Mil-Simp minions, support the channel, get exclusive videos, an exclusive member Discord, and like I said, all 3 tiers double their chances of winning every week. I got enough to do these Postscriptum, Beyond the Wire, Easy Red 2 giveaway for a couple months now, maybe a few months, depending on how many are actually claimed or unclaimed. Speaking of a winner, Mr. Small Cough, come on down. DM me on Discord. You have won a Steam key of your choice. Also, if you record your gameplay, any indie shooter, anything in this realistic genre, submit your cool, kill streak, funny clips at the submit your clip section of the Discord. When I go to make episode 4 of the top 10 Mil-Simp moments, the first place clip will also win a Steam key. Tell your friends about the giveaway. Don't be greedy. We're averaging like 10 entries a week. We need to get that number up. Much love to all of you. Thank you for watching. And here's to the future of this Mil-Simp tax shooter genre. I'll see you boys in the next one. Y'all be good to each other.